Hi, I'm John Paul Jones. Welcome to Launch. This time I really wanted to put all my energies and all my various skills into my own music. And I don't sing and I don't write lyrics. And I knew that if I got a singer in, he or she would have to be good, and they'd have to be a good singer-songwriter. And I knew that my instincts as a producer would be to produce their record, so it wouldn't be my record. So I made a record of what I do, which is all those things, but it's instrumental. There's only three of us, us two and a drummer I'll talk about. And I play multi-string basses on stage and a bass lap steel, which is like a twin neck steel, which goes right the way down to the bass end, and then keyboards. And so if I'm playing the steel, Nick can play the bass side of his instrument, and then if I go on to the basses, he can play the guitar side of his instrument, which is also MIDI'd to synths, and so we have the whole orchestra there as well if we need it. And so it's this great flexibility between the two of us musicians. The BBC did one of those look back at the hits radio shows, and they looked back at 1966, and I was on every record that wasn't American on a 2-hour show. I sat there listening to it. I can't believe this. And I was on every English record, and I mean they were all different. They were all really, really different. I worked with Jay and the Americans, Bacharach, Paul Anka. I mean, and that was when they came to England, and plus all the English artists. I mean, the thing about Led Zeppelin was it was interesting, and I always thought it was the best band in the world at the time for me, and I always thought that we kind of experimented and pushed it as far as it could go at the time. But then that was at the time. I wouldn't want to go back. The whole reason that I make music is out of curiosity and some sort of strange commitment I have to see where it can go. I like to be pushing all the time. And there would be no point in recreating something. I would just fall over of boredom, probably. I think it's the third album, or Physical Graffiti. Oh, gosh, yeah, I've even forgotten the answer now. I like lots of, 90% of Zeppelin I'm really fond of. There's just a few that, yeah, maybe I could take or leave, and all for different reasons. I mean, when I first played with Bonzo, I immediately knew, because there's a lot of guitarists and there's a lot of singers. There are less bass players and there aren't that many drummers who are really good. And when rhythm section recognizes each other, you go, because you always think, oh, what's the drummer going to be like? And he's thinking, oh, what's the bass player going to be like? And when you find each other, you go, wow, right, okay. And Bonzo and I immediately recognize each other as we knew what we were doing, and we clicked. And it's like a marriage, you know what each other thinks, you know what you're going to play, you know how to go lean on it and how to just sit back and all that sort of stuff, And so, I mean, yes, there was a huge hole when he died. Really huge, massive. Paige and I discussed talking to Robert before at the Cure Awards, I remember. And he said, would you be up for, oh yeah, if we can do something interesting, yeah, why not? And he said he'd get back to me, and he didn't.